good people of Earth. Thank you, wonderful souls, for clicking this video. Much love to you, man. Straight out of Africa with lots of good vibes, love, peace, and forgiveness as our message to the world. Today's videos, yeah, it's a mixture of all type of videos: work, conspiracy, educative, generally everything. Watch till the end, leave your comments, and tell us where you're watching from, man. Yo, let's dive in. Good vibes, ole! Much love. Yo.
If you feel your head right now, you feel these sutures, right? These cracks in your head. You have one of those on your upper palate. So that can open, okay? That's what it's made to do. It can open and you can widen your mouth in adulthood. And I showed this through CAT scans, and you can breathe better.
And how long did you wear it for?
I wore it for 1 year.
And you gained how much volume in your mouth?
I gained about 5 pennies worth of bone in my face, which is crazy.
5 pennies. So stack them up.
Yeah.
5 pennies.
Yeah, so
that's a lot of bone, man. So you can really change the structure of your face from doing. You could widen your face.
You can add more bone. You can model more bone inside of your face.
Do you look better?
While you're,
do you think
well,
you
can't
look
you
better?
tell?
You're a good-looking man.
This wild fox comes to listen to this banjo player every day. I'm Simone, and this is your Minute of Happy. Andy is a skilled musician who lives in Colorado. He has always loved bringing his instruments outside so he can play music for the wild animals like turkeys and deer. One day, Andy met Foxy, a wild fox who took an instant liking to his playing. Foxy always had the most gentle demeanor and would stop and listen to Andy's music. Foxy is really particular in his music taste too. While he sticks around for all of Andy's instruments, he really prefers the banjo. Andy loved playing music for Foxy, and Foxy was so enchanted by the songs. Andy now has a son and brought his son out to meet Foxy. The family now regularly gets together to listen to Andy playing the banjo. Foxy is now officially one of them, and Andy was able to build the most magical connection with a wild animal through music.
At this point in the game, I can honestly say that our consciousness has been tapped. I recently made a video talking about the Men in Black experiences I had, and just a couple weeks ago how I had a helicopter do about 15 circles over top of my house with some pretty funky lights after I just experienced some very heart-centered experiences. Last video I talked about just tapped into the 5D within hours of this happening. I have a helicopter flying over my house. You know, this time they turned off the lights. I don't know if they're watching my videos, but you know, I'm out there on the lawn doing the return to sender signal, sending them a bunch of funky energy. But after about 4 laps, I don't know if because I was out there, but they decided to leave. You know, I called the cop station about the last one, and they couldn't confirm if there was a helicopter flying 15 circles over my house. But, you know, I just find it very interesting that, you know, whenever I have one of these amazing heart-centered experiences, I get a helicopter doing donuts over my house. Can only mean one thing in my opinion. That's all I got. Thanks for watching.
What? No,
when
that
you
is
understand
scary.
that Egypt is the lower carnal mind, and when you understand that you can force Pharaoh to let you go by allowing that Spirit of God to take over you, and you cross the desert of meditation, you come to the Red Sea of your churning emotions, and when your emotions try to drive you back, and all of your thoughts are bearing down on you to grab you by the neck and drive you back to the hell that you had, and you look up to that higher dwelling place of Christ within you, and that sea opens and you can cross that which is the carnal mind into that which is the holy promised land of the right side. When you understand that, then you're set free. Then you understand Exodus. Exodus has nothing to do with a bunch of people running across the desert. It has to do with you escaping from the bondage of yourself to the freedom of the Christ who dwells within you. Wasn't bad. And it's true. It's true. When those things are said like I just said them, I didn't say it. When those things are said like I just said, that is channeled by Christ himself, screaming to you to get through your head with this things. Usually I stutter and stumble. When it comes through and it flows like that, I know where it's coming. Because the God who has created you loves you. The Christ who gave his blood for you wants you to know the truth, that you're special. You're beautiful. You're the light of the world. The kingdom of God has been placed within you. Now let it out. Let it fly. Let that dove fly. Let it be good. It was a story that I loved about the church or the people or the universe that took the little dove, because the dove was always the Spirit and would spread his wings and would stop from each person to person and give you the life and give you the truth of who you are. You're such beautiful people. You're so great. I get to know each one of you, and I get so hurt by all of us who have had so many troubles by this system and the guilt and the fear and all of this stuff, just like this crap up on the front of the book, of all of this which misunderstanding Jesus Christ, and misunderstanding God. And they said they took this dove, and they wanted to honor it because it was the Holy Spirit, and they put it in a cage to give it a house. And they said, boy, the dove is beautiful. Let's make a bigger cage. And the cage got bigger and bigger, and they put jewels on it, and they put stained glass on it. And pretty soon the cage was more important than the dove. And they couldn't find it. And somebody remembered someday, where the heck is the dove? And they looked at the bottom of the cage, and the dove was dead. That's what's happened. Spirit doesn't mean anything. It's the system that means everything. System. And I guess maybe that's why I'm such a revolutionary, because I see so many of you that are hurt. If I could do something, if I could give you all a job, those of you that are looking or hurt, I would. And I see what the system has done. And the reason that you're hurt is because the system has held you down. The system, in concert with the government and with religion, has convinced you that you can't do it, you can't make it. And where are they? Where are they? Nowhere. When people are trying so hard. It has to be a new time. So when I look at that newspaper,
all we can say at the moment is to be cautious, to be aware that there may be certain things that are being done for reasons that are not necessarily absolutely clear. There may be hidden agendas in terms of why something is done the way it has been done. Agendas that would allow the world to see that area in a very different light. That's not necessarily positive. So the idea is to be aware and to be cautious of how you proceed to interact and to engage so that you can retain what you might call higher ground, ethically, energetically, morally, as you move forward to attain the balance that you seek. We are not allowed to say much about this, but this is what we are allowed to say. Some of the things that have been done specifically to get an overreaction so that things change in the eyes of the world in a way that is not necessarily a positive framing. We would suggest that you do not fall into that trap.
Moon turned around, looked at Earth, and says, oh, look, Earth is a vessel in a sea of space. And with that one single sentence, Earth is a vessel in a sea of space, that's maritime. The entire world put yellow fringe on every flag in all 250 countries, in every courtroom, in church, and office, making everything on planet Earth maritime. Maritime is controlled by the DOT, Department of Transportation, which is controlled by the Postal Service worldwide, Bern, Switzerland. Bern, Switzerland was established on the 22nd of October, 1871 in Hawaii. It was the first city, first country as an independent nation to sign an international bankruptcy with Bern, Switzerland for 2 cents to transport cargo anywhere on planet Earth. And as a result of that, within a period of a year, all 250 countries for a 2-cent postage stamp signed up to give the post office authorization to transport vessels for a 2-cent postage stamp. Well, as you know, people were thinking of mail. Just send a letter. A letter is a vessel. Well, the word vessel includes cars, trains, planes, automobiles, overland stagecoaches, pony expresses, and human beings. And by doing so, they then captured all commerce on planet Earth by contract for a 2-cent postage stamp. A year later, it went up to a buck a letter.
There is power in Mother Nature and going back to Mother Nature.
Hey everyone.
How you listen, this is the OG right here. This is Orville. He only eats fruits.
Yep.
He is the only fruitarian I know. And how old are you, sir?
Almost 60.
Almost
60 in February.
60 in February.
Yep.
Fruits.
Yeah.
Mother Nature healing.
Yeah, that's where it's at, the fruits, man. If you want to heal and get better, you know, detox, it's all about, man. Come to my page.
Talk to him.
Orville Douglas, Fruitarian Lifestyle. That's my page. Come there, get information, and you're good to go.
Listen, family,
All right.
you want to see this interview, comment down below.
Right.
YouTube family, everybody, comment down below. This man is the living proof. Let thy food be thy medicine. Let thy fruits be thy medicine.
Indeed. Thank you, man. Yep, indeed.
Respect.
Yeah.
11 is a master number, 22 is a master number, 33 is a master number. And basically master numbers are revolving in a much higher frequency than 1 through 9. So people with 11s have a lot of charisma. Who's the top guy in Kick?
Aiden Ross.
He's born on the 11th. Absolutely shocking. Kick starts with K. K is the 11th letter. Another big name out there, Candace Owens. Someone who came from nowhere. Born on the 29th, 2911. That's how she has the mouthpiece. One person I consider the most charismatic of all time, Barack Obama, born 4/8/1961, adds to the 29, 2911. Barack Obama's name, 11 letters. He became president in 2009, 2009, adds up to an 11. What do you think? This is all a coincidence? So when I look at this stuff, and I see constant patterns, Bill Clinton's an 11. Louis Farrakhan, ever hear him speak?
Yeah.
Very charismatic individual, correct?
Absolutely.
Born on the 11th.
What the fuck is that in the woods? Hello? Hello?
The Mandela effect that doubled down. Once upon a time, my time, on my timeline, there was a white bunny. What bunny? There was a white Duracell bunny. Then there was a controversy with Energizer. Then Energizer copied them and made their own white bunny. So now you're going to be thinking, so what, right? Well, in this timeline, there is no white Energizer bunny and there is no white Duracell bunny. But we were there. We remember it. It was real. So what is going on? I'll tell you what I think. It's a new double down Mandela effect. And it's proof that more than one Earth is merging together. It's no longer Earth 1 and Earth 2 merging. It's an entire multiverse of Earths merging together. So, in this timeline, there is a pink Duracell bunny. Then Energizer has a pink Energizer bunny. The white bunny is gone. In either brands, the white bunny is gone. Never existed. So then I thought, well, maybe one of the two companies decided to change color of the bunny. The original bunny being the Duracell bunny. So I had to go look for the original bunny that was created in 1973, and I found the commercial. But the bunny isn't white.
Regular carbon batteries wear
The bunny is pink.
But depending on the toy, Duracell batteries.
So then I decided to Google it, and I said, when did the Energizer bunny become pink? And what I found is that it was never white. Indeed, it was actually Duracell that invented the first, now pink bunny. Duracell came up with this idea. A battery-powered, now pink bunny as a mascot, and this was 1973. But when Duracell was reportedly too slow to renew the trademark, Energizer hopped right onto it and took full advantage. And they made a worldwide trademark for their bunny. So here we are now. These two companies did not change color of this bunny because of the controversy between them. There was never a white bunny. There was never a white Duracell bunny. There was never a white Energizer bunny. It never existed. While in my timeline, they were white And only recently, in the past 20 years, they become pink. And I just thought that it was a marketing strategy or something. I'm going to do another video on the controversy between Duracell and Energizer, just to see if I can find out when these bunnies became pink. The common response to videos that I've made on this topic were that, oh no, Energizer always had a pink bunny. It was Duracell that had the white one. And other people were like me saying, no, the Energizer bunny was white. And there was never a pink Duracell bunny. Now they're both pink. Everybody's pink. What do you remember? Was the Duracell or Energizer bunny white?
Upon the ancient...
No, wait a minute. You see, now that video doesn't memory. Lot of videos has passed, good vibes video, but now that one has clicked something in my brain. You see, from this side of the world, when growing up, television was not a common thing for common people. So only few people had it. And those privileged, now like me, my neighbor used to have it. I could visit them often to go and check out the programs that were running. And during those breaks, commercial breaks, they had these advertisements. And if I remember clearly, I thought it was a white bunny. Now hearing this really does my mind. And I'm now starting to wonder whether it's me, I'm going mad, I'm not remembering, or what is what? Anyway, thanks for watching up to this far. Leave your comments, watch till the end for more crazy stuff coming your way. And please tell us, do you think this bunny has always been pink? Or maybe it was an issue with our television? I don't know. Let's keep watching.
The ancient mound I stand with sword and fire in either hand. The veil of time grows thin and frayed as by the mystic circle laid. With saffron's golden hue bespeak a path of lark for hearts that seek. The barley scatters cross the ground as whispered spells the air resound. By candles' flame and embers glow, expel the shadow, let them go. The spirits of the fire unfolding near, their ancient mind is summoned here. Banish now cursed evil spells that in the heart and mind do dwell. Unlock the doors of fortune's keep, where wealth and joy in silence sleep. Now fire trails in amber dance, invoking queens of heaven's glance. As flames rise high, the spell is spun. In mystic tongue, the will be done. With open roads and fortune sure, in realms of light forevermore, divine protect and prosper grant. In sacred whisper, the spell is done.
I'm not gonna say the guy name. I don't even know his name. I'll figure it out later. I'll put his name in the description section or something. But this is one of the funniest comedians that I have seen. I don't know how I've never heard of this guy. So apparently these jokes were banned from his particular skit that was put up on like one of these night shows. They literally banned these clips. Now imagine what jokes he's about to tell that's worthy of banning. They didn't ban all his jokes. These are jokes that they banned from his stand-up. It's just the left is just, they're literally trying to use mind control to galvanize a certain opinion about the world. And if you dare tell jokes about their side, they will ban your jokes. But B. Tatum is going to play the banned jokes for everybody to see because it's worth watching. Roll the clip.
Kamala Harris making history, first woman of Jamaican and Indian descent to be elected African American. Well, sexual identity is a big issue these days, and Disney, of all corporations, got caught up in it. I can't believe it. Disney just doubled down. They announced they're making a feature film about a transgender whale. It's called Maybe Dick. And the border wall obviously is a big issue. To show you how divided this country is, recent polls show that 40% of all Americans are for a border wall, 40% are against a border wall, 20% said no comprende. I gotta tell you, as an American, I don't care how Mexicans feel about a border wall because with enough time, they'll get over it. If you see something, say something. All right, if you see something, say something. You best believe I do. The other day I called 911. I was watching ESPN Women's Swimming, and I saw a suspicious package. There's internet rumors right now that they're making a new Superman film. It's not a traditional Superman, as we all know. This will be a black Superman, and it's not kryptonite that will harm him. No, it is Kardashian. The Miss Nevada pageant occurred recently, and a transgender won it for the first time in the pageant's history. I think that's fantastic. I think what clinched it was the talent portion when she wrote her name in the snow.
Oh, man, I thought it was more. You got to go watch the rest of the stand-up. We'll put the link in the description section of what it's called. But I thought this was so funny. And it's funny how they ban these particular jokes. You start talking about the LGBTQ. You start talking about Kamala. And we all know she was the first. Let me tell you this real quick, and then we're going to move on. Kamala Harris was the first Indian senator. She was sworn in as the first Indian senator. She was not considered black. Her parents showed up in Indian garb. Not Indian, but Indian. Okay, maybe y'all get that. Her parents showed up with Indian garb. She was the first Indian elected. Never once was she considered black. Never once did anybody say she was black. It is crazy that we live in a society where they literally rewrite history right in front of our eyes. And she's married to a white guy. She comes back on the scene. They reinvent Kamala Harris as a black woman.
Have you heard of the story of Father Crespi? If not, he's the reason why I no longer believe our rendition of history. So if you've never heard of Father Crespi, it's actually a mysterious and controversial story that involves unknown civilizations, golden artifacts, and the Vatican. Some of these strange figures actually connected America to Samaria. Now, Father Crespi was a monk who was born in Italy. Prior to committing himself to the priesthood, he actually studied anthropology at the University of Milan. He was then assigned by the Vatican to a small Andean city in Ecuador. Father Crespi committed himself to poverty and not only helped Ecuadorians, but the native tribes. Over time, he gained their trust and love, and he acquired over more than 50,000 objects. And the Vatican gave him permission to start housing that collection in a museum they gave him. But mysteriously, a fire broke out in 1962 after Father Crespi passed away. And while some of the artifacts live in Ecuador still, there are missing precious artifacts from the 1970s that consisted of gold carvings, hieroglyphs, and Sumerian figures. And thankfully, all of this was documented by Father Crespi on video in the 1970s. I mean, we know for a fact this one's just chilling at the Vatican. But not only that, if you look at the bottom one, the pyramid with the cats, like this reminds me of Egypt and the Sphinx. Not only that, look at that, and then look at our dollar bill. It reminds me of the same pyramid. Even Eric von Däniken spoke about this in his book. I mean, I feel like this runs deep because, like, some of the artifacts actually prove that there's giants and that our history is not what we think. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Like and follow for more.
Now this is one of those good vibes by videos that we've always been seeing here. Like, now, what is this? Looks like a cat chilling with the ducklings, and it took them to the river to have a bath and to drink some water. Now this is very interesting, man. This is some act of love. You see? Oh, and it's like the pigeons also decided to play the game too. Oh, and why? Why not observe football from across a distance? But there's some good vibes goalkeeper there that decided the penguin should watch from a distance. Now this is very interesting. You see, animals and sports. Wow, that's so great, man. Oh, this is so wonderful. See this lovely kid here. Just wow. Now this is what we are talking about. Unconditional love and caring and forgiveness.
How long have you been together?
10-year anniversary.
10 years married.
Been married 10 years.
Between the two of you, who would you say has invested more financially in the relationship?
Me.
Well,
starting out.
So when I was a student, a medical student in like medical school, she was working as a nurse, so she like supported us through when I was making no money. So before it was her, and now it's me as we've grown older. So
what is it that he was able to bring, if not money, when you were making more?
Well, I think love isn't about money and shouldn't be judged on that. But I mean, he's an amazing person inside and out. Like, just a beautiful person, so I fell in love with him for him and not for his money. We went through, college together, then medical school together, then residency together, then fellowship together. Now finally he has a job 15 years later, but so now I'm taking a backseat and I'm going to hang out now for a little bit.
Do you feel like long term it's always better for the men to be head of household with the financials?
No, I mean, I was head of household for a long time, and I think just as long as you have a good partnership, I think that's all that really matters.
Wow. No, that was great, man. You see, love should be unconditional and what? And materialistic. Oh, this man found a place where anti-gravity exists. No, this is crazy. Origins mountain door close up. Oh, no, this is that creepy looking dog I've been seeing from our previous videos. The one we had that it's like the giants behind the rock which covers the door. This is crazy. There's something to dazzle my mind, man. Oh, those guys watching from Orejos. Oh, do call that place Orejos, Oregons. Please forgive me for maybe pronouncing the words bad. English is not my first language, but we have to, because we have to spread this message of love and caring and forgiveness and peace out there to the world, man. In fact, thanks for watching up to this far. You are all very wonderful and lovely. Hit the like button and also leave your comments. Something is in the water. What? Which something is that? Oh my god. Yes, I can see it. Oh my god. What is that thing? Why is there always crazy stuff around this place now? What happens there? Might there be something extraordinary we don't know about? Man. Oh, guys watching from that place. Is this place really something? Is this something that really exists? Or just some hoax here from by guys in the internet? What do you think? I'd like to know. Either way, if there was still intelligent life on this earth other than humans, which was all about good vibes and not chaos, why wouldn't we know more about it and maybe spread love? It might have some information that might be helpful to humans. This is something that really dazzles my mind. I really can't come around this old theory and idea of maybe crazy stuff, giants in the mountain and disappearing people or creepy stuff in the water. No, this is something that is really creepy, man. Oh my god. This is something mind-boggling. But big up everybody that has been leaving a comment. Big up George Jr. Who else? Susan Sue, or what do you call yourself? I think Susan Sue, and also who else? FJ Stillstone, Josie. There was also another person. Many people I'm forgetting. God bless you and the universe reward you, man. You see? This is great. You can check out some previous episode we did. There was a guy who had reached to this place where this door is and he was trying to knock. And actually nothing happened. So really does my mind. Those people that live there, does it mean they don't want interactions or what? What is it? Is it even people? Who knows? Nobody knows. And if you know, you can leave your comment and tell us in the comment section. This is something. This area looks normal, but somehow even a little bit creepy, and this is something there. You cannot even explain or understand. When it looks like there's someone peeping over there through the door. What? Oh my god. This is something very creepy. It looks like there's definitely... it's like that stone has just moved. Oh my god. There's some activities going on here, and these activities are very peculiar and fishy. Are these areas areas we have been seeing? Do they live here? Who knows? Hey, don't know. Guys, what do you think we should do about this place? Maybe unite and go there as people and find out what's going on. maybe push those rocks and try to see what's happening there. Oh, if I had a tractor living in that area, I would try a wrong chain on that stone and try to pull it with the tractor and see if there would be anything happening. Maybe I could move that stone and come to a new revelation. Maybe a whole universe back there that is hiding from people. Oh, you tell me what you think about it. If it's really creatures that live there, why do they prefer to live in hiding? Do they really fear humans? Why would they fear humans that much? Or is it because of all this chaos maybe they have been hearing or seeing of people maybe even mistreating this environment, cutting down trees and stuff like that? What do you think? Please treat the universe well. You never know what's behind it.
Did you see this video of this German tennis player, Laura Siegemund, using her white woman tears to get sympathy because a black player, Coco Gauff, called her out for delaying the game? Before we watch this, let's talk about what happened on the court that led to these fake-ass tears. So at this point, the match has been going on for almost 2.5 hours. And this entire time, Laura Siegemund is not following what's called the pace of play. That means you gotta be there when the person who's ready to serve is ready to serve. So essentially, Laura keeps trying to ice out Coco. Because the ref has not called out Laura for this, Coco had to say something. Listen.
Like 6 points. That first set, every game, second set, every game. I didn't say nothing, but now it's ridiculous. I don't care what she's doing on her serve, but my serve, she has to be ready.
Okay, well said.
Did you hear how crazy?
I used to think that iron that's in cereal was iron.
It is.
Is it?
Yes, Joey.
Metal?
Yes, Joey.
Is it really?
Yes, Joey.
No, time out.
Yes, Joey. That's why if
we're
you
eating
cook
metal, you can't eat metal.
Yes, Joey. Yes. That's why if you cook in a cast iron skillet or something, it enriches the food in iron.
Wait, no. Iron is like iron, bro? Like pumping iron?
Yes, Joey.
No, it's not.
Yes,
Are
Joey.
you gaslighting me? Because I'm lit up with gas.
No,
right now. I'm believing it.
No, it is.
I don't know what to do. Wait, so I'm eating metal?
Yeah. Joey.
But how do you make it hard?
Joey.
How do you make it hard?
Can I ask you a serious question?
I'm dead serious right now.
All right, jokes
I'm
aside.
no, I'm fucking
You ever get a
serious.
cut?
Yep.
And you suck on it?
Don't do that.
No, serious.
I have had blood in my mouth.
And what does it taste like?
Coins.
Metal, right?
I feel like that's not a good answer to my question.
Joey,
Like,
yes.
that's what you're basing this on?
There's iron in your blood, dude. Iron. Iron is iron, dude.
But how? What if I took a chunk out of a dumbbell?
You'd probably be in pain because it's not a digestible form of iron.
What if I melted it and then put it in my cereal?
Then you would be burning your whole body.
I'm very confused by this.
It's okay.
Iron is iron? Iron is dead ass iron.
Yes, dude.
But is it hard normally? Like what is it?
Joey, it's iron. It's like there's no way.
What's its form?
Iron.
Solid, liquid, gas, plasma.
Iron.
No.
Joey.
Solid, liquid, gas, plasma. Those are the forms.
I hope this gets picked up by one of those
hyper
Instagram scientists that are just like, let's break this down a minute. And then
they're gonna be so
they're in a bow
embarrassed.
tie. They'll be like, these two young gentlemen don't know what they're talking about.
Yo, what do you think about iron?
You should question them all. You should question all the books in the Torah. You should question all the books based on the Torah. That's the Bible. That's the Quran. You should question all these books except one. Before I reveal this book, tell me what you think this book is in the comments below. While you're doing that, I'm going to break down some history of these books, just for context. See, the Old Testament is mainly derived from the Torah. The Torah consists of 5 books: Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. Then there's the New Testament writings. After Yahshua, who you call Jesus, his followers began to write about him, specifically his life and teachings. This includes the Gospels, the Epistles. You gotta know, the Gospels are pretty much 4 different perspectives on Yahshua, right? And so, or who you might call Jesus of Nazareth: Matthew, Mark, and Luke. And then there's John's, which is a bit different from the first 3. See, epistles are letters. This goes all the way back to ancient Egypt. So 27 of the books were technically letters. 21. Many of them being written by Paul. Romans, Corinthians, etc. So you got to understand, at this time, the beliefs about Yahshua were widespread. They weren't a monolith. They were all different. Everybody had their own perspective on it. And everybody read different, letters, different gospels. I mean, it was more of a spirituality than a religion. And it actually took over 300 years for canon to be developed, or for a specific Bible or the New Testament to be developed. So what happened in the 2nd and the 4th century, various church leaders like Hippo and many others, they came together and started to create a canon, a quote-unquote legitimate Bible. So when people say they took books out of the Bible, what they mean is Bible means biblos. Biblos means collection of books. They were taking these books out of the library of the teachings of Yahshua. So you gotta understand that this Bible that most people use as canon today, that have all these other versions taken out, all these other books and letters and gospels taken out, it was not made just in one place, right? There was a set of councils. Some people say the Council of Carthage, the Council of Hippo, but these are particular councils. And, these decisions were often influenced by historical, cultural, political context of those times. And it took centuries. So you got to remember, there was debates. There were power dynamics at play. And they were all trying to unify the doctrine, or try to come up with a unified doctrine, I think more appropriately said. Now remember, the early followers of Yahshua were not a monolith. They didn't all believe in one thing. That was the issue. Different communities valued different texts, some of which did not make it into the final canon that you read today in the New Testament. By reading those texts, you'll have a better understanding of the early teachings and the early understandings of those who followed Yahshua, instead of what a council, a bunch of elitist, religious elites at the top dictated and demanded that you learn. Not to mention, leaders of those councils that decided the canon had their own biases and agendas. For instance, they might have favored texts that aligned with their theological positions, or texts that kept them in power. And then you gotta remember, spirituality is a personal thing. You should decide what is canon. You should decide the way the universe, God, the Most High, the Exalted, whatever you want to call it, is speaking to you. Blindly accepting a set of canon or a set of books or the order of books and not reading others without understanding the historical context of how that came to be is really spiritually irresponsible and naive. So if you believe in any of the Abrahamic books, traditions, religion, gods, any of that, the one book that you should be basing your entire interpretation of all the things that follow is Genesis. Genesis is the foundation. And Genesis is different from all the other books. Genesis is literally telling you the human condition, breaking it down for you. And every book and every story that comes after is simply based on what's called the fall. Here's something they did not teach you about Genesis. Genesis is about hunter-gatherers transitioning into a agricultural lifestyle. And it's talking about how God, the universe, nature itself, does not approve of agriculture and does not approve of civilization. Adam and Eve are naked and one with nature and living in the forest and have all of the abundance and peace and love and all that good stuff because they are hunter-gatherers. Yeah, they've lied to you about hunter-gatherers. Hunter-gatherers live a lot more peaceful life than me and you. They are more healthy than me and you. They have less cancers. They have less problems. They are egalitarian, as Adam and Eve were meant to be. The fall is the fruit, which is farming, agriculture. After Adam eats of the fruit, what does God tell him? You will have to till the fields. You have to work the ground. Now the ground is cursed. You will have to eat of the bread until the end of your days. If you don't believe me, what happens next? They beget children, Cain and Abel. So what happens when these hunter-gatherers transitioning into agriculture? There's two types of people are born. The agriculturalists, that is Cain. And the herders, that is Abel. All right, and you know what happens in that story. The agriculturalists wipe out the herders. because the agriculturalists are more violent than anyone, and that's why the descendants of Cain are so violent and so bloodthirsty, because that's how agriculturalists was throughout history. Why? Because their way of life is unsustainable. This is why all this goes on into Babylon and all of the empires falling and the floods and all that, because that's what it all adds up to. The fall, agriculture, goes into industrial revolution, goes into modern civilization, destroys the world. I could never give this justice in this one video. There is a book, question all books, including this book I'm about to tell you to read, called FAMS, Food, Forest, Foraging, Hunting, Anti-Fragile Modern Society. It breaks all this down in a way that I could never in this short video. It's a free version. It's a free audio version in the link at the top of the page. Go and get that book now. I love you all. Peace.
Wow. Now that makes a lot of sense, man. You see, about hunters and gatherers, that's what our grandparents were from this side of the world. And now someone like my grandmother, may her soul rest in peace, she lived for almost 150 years, and she didn't consume these things manufactured or processed in the industries. No, she used to go and pick things from the forest or the garden herself, and she would prepare stuff even without using this frying oil. But much love to everybody out there. You know, people live differently in this part of the world, in everywhere, and people should love each other unconditionally, no matter how they live. Much love to you for watching up to this far. You are loved, respected, and wonderful, man. Keep it tuned for another fire episode coming your way. Goodbye. See you later next time. Peace.